Minutes of introduction as to what we would explore today. From the session one thing we are been sharing is, can we make our body a sound body? So this is a practice that we can take for our lifetime, even just a sound om or anything else. And you can experiment, um, be neutral and experiment and see what occurs. That can be uttered right into the body and the body substance. So either you can utter it in the body substance or in what feels as a space inside the body. When you utter it in what feels like space inside the body, the prana part of us gets enriched. When we utter it in the substance part of our body, we move into deeper body work. And whenever you have a pain or a difficulty or a illness or something that's cropping up from inside, more and more we can focus and aim at that point, keeping our attention there, uttering the sound there. So we will begin there. The second practice we are building is to take the breath, touching the substance. You want to take the breath in. When we are just aware of the breath and it is not touching the substance, we get a lot of the breath work. When we are aware of the breath touching and passing through the substance, it clears things. Okay, now normal, what we do is breathe in, breathe out, but it's the breath itself is another world. They say there are 5 different kinds of breath, and I've been taking years to go into it, and it's almost fascinating. So here what we did last time was starting with the nostrils. We did the in breath this way. So at the time of the in breath or the inhalation, we are simultaneously moving both up and down. Today, we'll do the same from the navel. Starting with the navel, with the in-breath, we go up and then we go down. And with the out-breath, we come in and meet back at the navel. There are many ways to do it. This is just one way. Now, when we take our in-breath up and going down, at the top point, we let it touch as much of the height as possible. And at the bottom point, we let it touch as much of the depth as possible, so that both prana and consciousness can come more and more into our body. Okay. So this is how we will start. We will go a little bit more deeper into the attempt of this work, which is to touch pure matter, which means matter that is self-radiant. It has love, it has light, it has joy, and it is there on its own. We don't have to do anything. It is there on its own. So that domain is beyond our ego, beyond our personal experiences. It is beyond that. Prior to this, all that we are saying is in our personal experience. So when I have a difficulty, I go there, I put my breath there, I put a chant there. This is all within our personal experience. But to touch the source of the divine matter or the divine substance in the body itself, we have to enter the domain which is beyond us. Okay. And one of the clues is we drop down, and at least at an aspirational level, we have to keep the agenda that beyond the experience. And a lot of curiosity helps here. A very simple curiosity, what is there, in a very simple way, really helps. Now, as we descend down, wherever, now, descend down does not mean only in the depth of the body it is there. Even on the surface, at any point we can go to the depth. As we go there, we keep our aspiration that we want to go beyond our individual experiences. One of the signs that we are going closer is you will get a radiance. Like, even as a story, if you imagine that there is some sun, as a metaphor, there is some sunlight embedded in you. Same way as you go down, you will find something coming up, there'll be an increase of a sudden joy coming up, a sudden light coming up, which tells us we are going closer to that domain. Okay. What we'll also do is, most of the time when we are connecting above, for many of us, we may not be doing it fully in its intended scope. The intended scope is much above where we can reach, much above where we can sense. There is a domain that is self-existent, which has the source of, again, light, joy, etc., etc. So there again, we will attempt to keep an aspiration to go to the beyond. And in our body substance itself, now I'm talking about the domain of our experience, the body itself has to connect to the above. Okay, now this can be easily felt. If you keep in the body and you check if the body itself is connecting to the above, you'll find that it is not. 99.99% of the times it is not. For a brief few seconds in a practice, it may. But if you look for it, if you start looking for it, is the body itself connecting to the above, you will get the range of connection also. Okay. And the range of connection to the depth. This is what we will explore today. You don't have to remember anything. It's just as an introduction, and we'll flow. So you can kindly close your eyes. We'll begin with the sound body practice. And when the works I read from the Siddhas, they were doing this practice to arrive. A sound body means the body is filled with sound. And at a later point of time that we will find in Mother's work, the body is chanting on its own, or certain sounds become more apparent. For a couple of minutes, take your awareness first within the spatial, the space part of our body. First, we'll do it on the space part of our body inside, and just utter a few times silently the sound Om or anything else, but something short. When you're doing it, distinguish the zone of your personal experience, which includes your thoughts, sedimentalities of feelings and emotions that are still inside you based on how we interact with life. And if this is overpowering, it prevents us from doing this sound body practice. But irrespective of this churn of our experiences, we still need to learn the art of slip our awareness within the depth of our first space and just utter the sound Om. Your faith in the sound body needs to be far higher than your individual experiences. Your interest in uttering the sound inside your body, should be higher than processing your thoughts and emotions and feeling. This is the most important. Even if you have some pain or difficulties here and there, without processing them, first the practice of the sound body, utter the sound and surrender, utter the sound and surrender. Often we utter the sound and there will be an unconscious agenda or an expectation that things should be healed inside us. That blocks. Utter the sound and surrender. Now, some of you may have already started. Take your awareness within the body's substance by feeling into the matter, the weight, the density. Move into the matter or substance of your body and practice sound body. Utter the sound in one point or in multiple points. It can even be 10, 20, 100 different points. Utter the sound and remember to surrender. Now, like we wash vessels with water, we just let the water pass through. And here and there, when the dirt is a little bit more, we just scrub it a little bit. Similarly, we're going to allow, it's just a normal breath, but we're going to allow the breath to pass through the body substance by focusing in this manner. So bring your attention to your navel and just stay in that location of navel first. Just moving a little bit to the left, just moving a little bit. You take your awareness first to the left and right of your navel, always coming back to the navel so that you anchor yourself there for a moment. Now, with the in breath, you begin with the navel. You do a simultaneous movement. With the in breath, from the navel, you're moving up to the top of the head and send the breath to the beyond, knowing very well there are ranges which you're not aware at all. And at the same time, with your in breath from the navel, you go down to your feet and send your breath through what is the unconscious with an aspiration that you touch the divinity, the reclining gold, the reclining sacredness somewhere in the depth. And then with the out breath, you start from the extreme points of up and down and come back to your navel. Now, all the time, as the breath is passing through the body, stay in touch with the substance so that you will feel a certain push experience of the breath pushing up things which are caught in the body substance. Do it in your own way. As you do this, remember to focus on both the left and right portions of your body. Let go and just be with your body. Look through your body, and we're still working on the personal experiences now. Look through your body and locate one portion in your body which is stiff or carrying an entanglement. Nothing is there. Some part of your body which is not fully awake and alive yet. Go there to a specific point or location and there practice this kind of breathing. Just to give you an example, let's say you're within your shoulder region. Stay there and your in-breath moves from there to the top of the head and above. And your in-breath also simultaneously moves from the shoulder to the feet and below, aspiring to touch the sacred. And then with the out-breath, from the extreme points up and down, you come back to the shoulder location. Exactly the same way we did in the navel. Start from a specific point or space in a region that you identify in your body. Move up and down from there with your in-breath and come back and rest there with the out-breath. And then continue. You can always add, like you can add a chant when you come back and rest at the end of the out-breath. You can utter a chant and surrender and continue the practice. Let go and just wait for a few moments. We'll now slowly and in a very simple way begin the practice to go beyond our personal experiences. Just keep a curiosity and aspiration of what is divine matter, what is divine substance that is inside us somewhere, hidden beneath our experiences. We'll practice sound body in a slightly different way now. First, I'll do it for the group. I'll utter the sound Om. Hear and receive it. Take the sound and keep traveling within the depth of your body substance, going beyond your personal experience and see until what deepest point you're able to receive the sound. Again, I'll chant the sound Om. Maybe I'll do it for 3, 4 minutes with a lot of gaps. You'll have to begin like if you're playing, cricket and you're learning to catch, your hand is already in that posture. It's in a very relaxed, but it is in a ready posture. Similarly, you will be inside your body with your breath. And as the sound Om is uttered, I'll do that first. You'll receive the sound on the surface and then keep going deeper and deeper, keeping the aspiration to drop beneath the experiences, the energies, the pains, the thoughts, the history of your body, to go down deeper and deeper and see until what deeper point you're able to receive the sound. Oh. 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 Wherever you are in the depth, we may be trying to put our attention beneath our body's experiences into the depth. So, with our awareness, we are trying to touch the depth. That is one way. Rather, while doing that, allow what is in the depth to reach you. So, which means as you're taking your awareness to the depth, there's a certain aspiration, there is a certain effort. It is needed to travel, but the same thing prevents us from receiving. The same simultaneously as you're traveling, you slowly at some point start dropping the individual attempt. It's a right balance, and you'll have to figure it out how to do it. At some point, you drop the effort and turn extremely receptive. At that time, you'll travel just with the momentum of what you've built before. And with absolute receptivity, you allow what is in the depth to reach to you. Few more times, you yourself can chant the Om or anything else. It can be Ma, for example. Take the sound right in, and at some point drop the effort. The sound will keep traveling inside. You become more receptive and allow the inside to reach you. At some time, let go and just stay quiet wherever you are. If at all you're able to detect a radiance that's coming from the depth, great, or just stay there. Now, at some point or across the body, wherever your awareness is, do a very subtle condensing and expanding, which means you're doing that just in a tiny point or just in a tiny space, slightly stretching the cells, slightly stretching that point and substance, allowing it to expand. And then in the same tiny location, you're compressing. As you do it a few times, automatically the region could have expanded, or in many other points in the body, automatically condensing and expanding can start. You will do it in a tiny point and watch what else begins on its own. Now intuitively travel to a few spots in your body where the body's awareness is less or some entanglements are there. First, drop to the depth using the sound body practice or anything else. Drop to the depth and then do a tiny condensing and expanding. So wherever the body needs it, the point or cell, go there now, drop to the depth and do a tiny in that location, expanding and condensing. Now we'll practice unto you, O Lord, or any word that you want to replace that with, which means you'll go within multiple points or cells inside your body and just open it up and actually sense, is that part of the body feeling the above? Now, the above can just be above your head, that spaciousness or vastness, that also is fine. Or the above can be in the infinite height. On your own for 5 minutes, travel through many different points or hold multiple points in your awareness. It's up to you. Going in from the surface to the depth into different points and cells. Leave it open to the above. You can even use the word unto you, O Lord, or divine, or whatever you want. And actually check, is there a vertical orientation? Is that point? There'll be a slight rising up feeling. In your inner world, you will feel a small rising up. That's when truly the part is recognizing the above, and automatically something will be received. So see where all in the body, that tiny rising up feeling, connecting to just above your head or to the infinite zone. We'll do this practice now. Remember to go beyond your personal experiences. You're cutting through them into the particular point or cell and simply from there seeing how much the cell itself is having a slight rising experience connecting to the above, becoming more and more receptive to receive the love of the higher, love of the divine, love of the supreme. As many points across the body, put this in the state of receptivity and orientation to the above, as if it depends solely on the above to get nourished. Let go, and for the next 3, 4 minutes, simply be with your body and its substance. Once a while, I'll chant a Om. Just keep receiving it at a very depth and further depth and further depth. But as far as you are concerned, you just completely rest. We are in our last 5 minutes, so just simply let go without any effort and just receive the sound across different parts of your body. Oh. Uh, uh, we close for today. Whatever extra time you have, just allow a few more minutes for the process to get complete.